Hey everybody, this is RcStash here, and I just want to bring you guys another League of Legends video. This week I'm going to talk about Jayce. It's going to be a little bit of a long video because I'm going to discuss a little bit about his bruiser qualities and a little bit about his AD carry qualities. So first I'm going to do runes and masteries. This is my AD carry mastery page that I run for every AD carry, but this is not specific to Jayce at all. You go 2109, although you could do 2190. He doesn't really have a lot of mana problems, so it's very possible for you to do that. Okay, guys, so this is my mastery page for Jayce when I play top lane. It's generically 921 with armor pen. I really don't feel you need the magic pen because magic pen is generally meant for people who do, obviously, a lot more magic damage. Most of his things are physical. The only thing that's not physical is his static shield. So I don't think that's really necessary for the lightning field to really. You don't need the magic pen for that. So this is my generic page for him when he's a top lane bruiser. This is also just a quick page that I use when I jungle him. I only tried it like once or twice. It wasn't really that great, but I'll get into that later. You just pretty much switch out the masteries for Ignite into that, and then you take the Smite and Bladed Armor instead of Initial Honor Guard and some other things. This is a page that I use when I jungled him, and this is a page I also use when I'm playing him top lane. The other pages you could use would be armor pen per level. I mean, magic is per level and all armor pen. That's really strong, but you end up most of his abilities scale off AD, so you really want AD to help his early game, especially last hitting and such. For the last page I use for him for AD carry, I just use a standard AD carry page. Physical damage, armor, magic is per level. You could also use the page I originally had shown, which had armor pen and AD. That works well depending on if you're playing with an aggressive support. But just remember, you don't have the extra AD for last hitting. So this is Jayce. These are his abilities. His passive is Hextech Capacitor. He gains movement speed for 1.25 seconds and ignores unit collision whenever he uses ultimate. This is To the Skies / Shock Blast. This is his Q ability. When he's with his hammer, which means he is the hammer portion of his ultimate, he leaps to target dealing physical damage and it slows surrounding enemies. It's actually a really good ability that I think it's just a fun ability. It has a very cool animation. And I think it's kind of okay for his kit, but there's really nothing to really follow it up with. That I'll discuss that later. When he's using his cannon ability, it's called Shock Blast, and shoots just a regular orb of electricity in a straight line that you have to. It's a skill shot, and it deals physical damage to all enemies in the area of the explosion. His W ability is Lightning Field / Hypercharge. It costs 40 mana all around. Lightning Field actually is an AoE around you that does consistent magical damage. And also, per strike, if you level this when you're jungling, per strike, you gain mana back. I think it maxes out at 12 mana per hit. Thundering Blow Acceleration is his last usable ability that would be offensive. And during Hammer Stance, he does magic damage to an enemy, knocks them back, and stuns them for a short duration. When you're in Cannon Stance, you get a nice little line of gate. They call it a gate. It looks like a line of electricity, and you walk through it or you shoot your Q through it, and the Q gets extreme range on it compared to the original range, and a bigger explosion, more damage. And if any allies walk through it, you get a speed boost. And finally, his Mercury Cannon or Mercury Hammer, depending on which one you are. You get that. That's his ultimate. You get it at level 1. You can level at 6, 18, and 11, I believe. And it's a pretty nice ultimate, but it's the same thing you could say like Nadali. So it's useful in terms of it. That's the way his character is, but I wouldn't say it's like it's not groundbreaking like Annie Tibbers or Darius's True Damage. Like you can't. It's not like your nuke ability. Also, just want to mention this is the classic skin. This other skin kind of looks like the guy from StarCraft. Throwing that out there. Other abilities I want to talk a little bit about what I think of him and what I've kind of seen so far. Switching stances on him is probably a good thing for when you battle somebody. But in all honesty, I feel as though he's slightly a little underpowered just because you have to take time and precious seconds to actually switch your damage. And it is like the same thing you could say about Nadali, where you have 6 abilities, but you don't have that kind of like bring it home ability like other champions have. And the same thing can be said about someone like Karma, but Karma doesn't transform. She just has like secondary abilities on her abilities based on her ultimate. And like as you can see here, like Nadali is a very good, like she's very good at pushing lanes, but her team fights are pretty much dismal because of the way that she is. And Jayce kind of feels that way to me as well. Like his laning phase is kind of strong in the sense where he could, if you go top lane versus another bruiser, you'll have that range on them. You'll have that extra damage so you could win trades early game with range attacks. But then again, I feel that his tankiness is a little less than most other bruisers that you'll fight top lane. And anyone with a gap closer like Aurelia just pretty much eats you alive. Also, I think like his abilities, I fought top lane a lot, and I'll blow all 6 abilities on someone, and then they'll still be at half HP. I don't want to feel as though like all my abilities on somebody and I'm just, it's like a tickle to them, like they don't care. As the AD carry role though, I feel as though he's lacking in a couple things, mainly because when he's in AD carry role, his range is 500. That's pretty bad for AD carry. Pretty much you get dumped on with range by every other AD carry. If I'm not mistaken, even Vayne has 550 range. That's bad when the shortest range character has higher range than you. So saying that he could be an AD carry is... There's like AP carries that have higher range than that. So it's like you can't really play him as an AD carry like you'd want to. Especially because a lot of his kit, as an AD carry, even if you use the range, it's skill shots. So, yes, like you do get the auto attack booster, which is really, really good. And hypercharge, when you gain the extra auto attacks, is really strong. But you're also being 500 range from somebody, and any bruiser, any tank with someone who's 500 range from you has an ability or has a way to get you. And that's the thing with Jayce too, is that he literally has, like, his escape move is his melee move. So you have to, if you were trying to escape, you literally have to switch stances, which takes like a second, and then you have to hit him with your Thundering Blow, which knocks him back. So once again, you're in a term of you have to be closer than 500 range to even activate that ability. And then you're also going to the point where one of his main abilities that has probably one of the higher attack damage ratios through it is his leap, which is a melee attack. So, yeah, I think he's a good champion. I think people don't really know how to play him yet, and honestly, I don't know how to play him either, but this is just an example, early guide, and I feel as though this is what I would use, and this is what I do use, and I do slightly well with it. It's just I think there's room for improvement from everyone that's played him so far. It's kind of like he's kind of that new kid on the block, and people don't really understand how to use him effectively yet. most Jayces I've seen, including myself, I feel have done a little less than what I think his potential is. But I think that he could do really well, and he could be slightly OP if people understand how to build him early game and transition him well. Because I feel right now his early game is like his hugest weakness. Because his AD ratios are not bad. Like right now you're looking at on his leap, it's a 1.0 attack damage bonus ratio. On his shot blast, it's a 1.2 bonus attack damage, and if you go through the gate, it's a 1.68 bonus attack damage. So that's pretty good for that's pretty decent scaling. Even Thundering Blow has a 1.0 bonus attack damage ratio. So his kit is there. His ratios are decent. It's his scaling's there. It's pretty much just you getting there. And the biggest issue for him as well is like, do I build tank? Do I build DPS? Because honestly, you're not like the tankiest guy. And you're not the squishiest either, but your range induces that you have to get in there. So far, I would say I like Bruiser the best. So for Bruisers, I don't really go the recommended items, but I try to stick with, if you don't want to go Triforce, you can go Frozen Mallet. Definitely want to pick up a Heart of Gold in there. Anything to counter your lane, obviously, Merc Treads, Ninja Tabi. Definitely get some Dorans in there, and maybe if the game lasts long enough, because I haven't had games last until I was level 18 yet, but maybe you might want to try for a BT or something of that nature, maybe get some extra lifesteal in their late game. So that's pretty much all I have to say. There's my Runes Masteries, a little bit of a guide showing what I think, how I think he's played, and what's kind of his thing right now. If you want to catch me, you can catch me on provengamer.com. Also, through another alias known as Bearing Fury, I'm on the DCUO show. Check out that podcast. #1 podcast for DC Universal Line. And shout out to all of my other staff members at Proven Gamer. Check us out. We got Trophy Whores, Reset Gamer, Gamer Introduced. Check out everybody. All their podcasts are fun to listen to. You'll love them. And have a great day.